Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. There are some interesting things hidden in both the 13th and 14th Snapchat videos that are teasing Black Ops 3. I'm going to play both of them for you now, one after the other. Here we go. Then I'll be talking about the hidden stuff. Enjoy.
Similar physiology, different environmental conditioning. Following minor seizures, subjects D2 reported a brief period of impaired hearing. Similarly, D5 complained of a decreased sense of taste.
So as you guys know, at the beginning of all of my teaser analysis videos, I look at the audio spectrogram. That is the visual map essentially created by the sound that is linked with the teaser video. And the sound in the case of Snapchat 14 actually paints a very interesting picture. So initially, looking at 13, we can see that there's nothing there, but as I said, 14 contains this text: "Let your mind relax." Pretty damn cool stuff. It's really awesome that I've been checking every single time and they actually ended up doing it. I'm really glad that that's happened, but it's not the only potential hidden thing related to audio within these two teasers, and there's a reason that I'm bundling these two videos together. What am I referring to, you might ask? Well, have a listen to Snapchat number 13 once more.
Similar physiology, different environmental conditioning.
So Dr. Salim says similar physiology, environmental conditioning, but between the words physiology and environmental, there's a little snippet of something that I can't quite make out. Here it is again.
Different.
And here it is slowed down. Now let's try reversing it. And now let's try reversing it and also slowing it down to 50% speed like I did before. So as you can tell, it's very short and very unclear, but it does sound like there's some kind of backmasking in there, which is extremely intriguing for me because, first of all, when you do reverse it, you can't really hear anything, but also it's so short that even if there were messages trying to be hidden in there, you'd only get like a snippet of a word at best. So what exactly their plans might be for this in the future? Maybe they're gonna ask us to string these together with future snaps with other little snippets of audio and then we'll find something? Or maybe it's just nothing at all and I'm looking way too deep into this and I'm just not hearing a word. Maybe there's a word in there that you guys are hearing that I'm not. If so, leave your comments in the comment section down below while you're scrolling down and hit the like button on the video. It's much appreciated. A friend of mine suggested that it could be the word different, but just sped up, and I suppose that could be possible, seeing as in the past we have had distorted audio of Dr. Salim speaking in these Snapchats, but it just doesn't really sound like it personally to me, so leave your thoughts like I've said. Incidentally, that is actually quite a good segue for me to talk about what these snaps actually mean. We've talked in the past about the potential for Dr. Salim to be in all sorts of situations. One minute he's in the future, next minute he's in the past, next minute he's in the present day, 2015. We don't really know as of yet, but what we can say is that it looks like these sort of doctors, I guess, who are taking samples of something from these patients and putting them in these petri dishes here, are probably in the past because of the fact that they don't look like they're in a particularly modern setting. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that Dr. Salim himself is in the past. He says that following minor seizures, subjects D2 reported a brief period of impaired hearing. So I'm guessing there are multiple people in the D2 group of subjects, and they're reporting that their hearing has been impaired. He then says, similarly, D5 complained of a decreased sense of taste. And this, again, could well be referring to a group of patients rather than just one individual. D5 could be a group. The interesting thing, though, in my opinion, is that he's talked already about this project's potential, something that in the present tense he is very much working on or involved with in some way. He says the human consciousness is unpredictable. Sure. He also then says similar physiology, environmental conditioning, and those words from snap number 13 suggest to us that he's talking about the sample that they've selected for either this project or a sample that has been selected in the past for a previous project that he's basing things on. This project could well have been the 70s or 80s or just some period that is in the past for us, in our frame of reference now, and in the past for him maybe in the future. That's certainly possible. I also hasten to add the fact that he talks about impaired hearing and a decreased sense of taste. These are both changes to a person's senses. So maybe what they're doing here is they are experimenting on people to try and enhance the senses. I've talked at length in the past about cybernetics and genetic enhancement, designer babies, things like that. And it's completely within Treyarch's purview and just things that they're interested in for them to go, hey, we're going to have an experiment running here that Dr. Salim is going to be involved with to implant microchips into people that give them overlays in their vision so that they can see how much ammo they have or some other crazy stuff like that. That sort of thing is completely within the remit of Black Ops 3 and something that I would not be at all surprised if we saw something similar to in the final game. So as to not drag this on for too long, I'm going to give you my closing comments now, and at the end of the video, I'm going to play the audio of both snaps, first of all at normal speed, just regularly, and then reversed, and then slowed down as well, so you can hear the entire things if you want to try and pick some words out. I would like to mention that there is some other peculiar audio in both of these snaps in the background. If we listen to snap number 13, you can hear what sounds almost like a plastic bottle with a small hole in it being squeezed and then released, or something like that, behind the word environmental. Have a listen.
Environmental conditioning. Environmental conditioning.
If you're struggling to hear it, I've added the green O in there so you can listen back to it, and that denotes the pitch of it. It sort of goes, and I don't know. I mean, for all we know, it's so hard to hear. That could be a zombie. Hey, like, we can hear so little of it. I'm going to go ahead and call it a zombie. And in the 14th Snapchat as well, we've also got what sounds almost like some menu music type stuff. It's that sort of style of music, ambient music. You can hear it to an extent in 13 as well. And I thought that was interesting. So I've been MrRoflWaffles. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you have, then leave a like. If you haven't, let me know why in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for the support recently, guys. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Similar physiology, different environmental conditioning. Following minor seizures, subjects D2 reported a brief period of impaired hearing. Similarly, D5 complained of a decreased sense of taste.